issues. I'm beginning the recording, and let me go ahead and mute everybody. I forgot to do that. I'm muting everybody, and we're recording. Okay, great. So anyway, there was a few topics that that Sharon had said that Charlotte that you wanted to maybe go into, and actually I thought it was actually really interesting because I learned some things also in this, and so anyway, so let's go ahead and get going. So today's class, the topic is ladies only. All right, we're not going to go into anything, you know, in detail, or, you know, that's why it really doesn't matter if, you know, if men were even on this, but I just thought it would just be better, you know, just, you know, for women. But the issues that girls have to deal with, and, you know, we deal with issues that men don't have to deal with, right? They've got their own issues. Some of ours, however, are just, you know, I mean, our bodies just really go through stuff, right? Just because of how we're made, how we're designed. And so we just want to talk just a little bit about a few of them. Now, this is something that a lot of women, you know, they deal with, especially like after having babies. I know that was my thing. After I had a baby, it showed in my hair. You know, my hair just wasn't right. But now as I'm getting older, it's the thinning hair, right? I don't have I used to have some curls that, you know, I didn't have to do anything, and they were just, you know, nice curls. Well, now, I mean, as you can tell, my hair is always up because I just don't want to deal with it, because I have to do something about it. But not only that, but also the thinning of the hair. So that's all part of the hormones and just all of the things that happen hormonally as we age. Okay, so here are some of the factors of hair loss. Stress, which I did not know that stress is a factor. We understand that hormonal changes are a direct link to hair loss, but did you ever know that digestive issues and diseases that we have in that body system, that also can cause hair loss? So, and a lot of people have issues in their digestive system, whether it be diverticulitis or Crohn's or irritable bowel, or there's just so many different things that people have wrong in their digestive system. Well, there's a direct correlation. Temperature. We understand that vitamin and mineral deficiency, obviously, is going to be an issue. Medications that we use can directly impact the quality of our hair. Genetic predisposition, in other words, if your mom or your grandmother, if they had alopecia, well, then you might also. Certain hairstyles, I know my kids are telling me, you know, when you pull the ponytail too tight. Okay, and then there's also the endocrine diseases that also are responsible for hair loss. So I wanted to talk about just a few of the oils that are very good. These are some of these oils, most of these oils I also use in my hair. What I do is I use it as I'm shampooing, and I'm going to talk about that right at the very end of these few oils. But rosemary is very, very potent. It's an antioxidant. It's just so good for the hair and for the hair follicles. Okay, just in the preserving of them, because that's the whole purpose of, or the whole reason that we lose hair is all in the follicles, right? Ginger. Now, this is one that I never knew had anything to do with hair growth. So again, works on the follicles. So very, very important. Cedarwood. This is another one. This is a very, very thick oil too. Anybody who's ever, tried to get cedarwood out of your bottle, you sit there and it's like, okay, hold your breath kind of, or don't hold your breath. But this is also very, very good for your hair. Clary Sage. Now, I don't use Clary Sage for anything other than my hair. Why is that? I don't know. It's one of those oils that it's not the best oil that I, would like to smell. And so I just keep mine in the shower and I use it on my hair because it's so good for your hair. So any one of those oils that I just mentioned, I'll alternate. I'll use peppermint like always. And then peppermint wasn't listed, but peppermint is really, really good. It invigorates your scalp. I'll use either peppermint, melaleuca, which is tea tree, rosemary, and then Clary Sage, and I'll kind of alternate. All right, what about nails? Another big issue for women, because if we're having problems with our hair, chances are we're also going to have problems with our nails. Oftentimes you can tell your overall health by your nails and by your hair. So do you have cracked, weak, brittle nails? Well, here are some essential oils for that problem. Okay, now this is a roller bottle recipe. And so what I would do is I would just take a 10 ml roller bottle, and I would put all of these oils in there, and then I would top it off with the fractionated coconut oil, and then you just roll it on your fingernails. It's as easy as that. Some people, you can actually buy those empty. It's an empty nail polish bottle, and it has the brush. You could do the same in there and brush these things over your nails, and you do it, once a day, twice a day. Just get this on, and you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised at what it does for your nails. I know what I do is when I'm putting the oils on my face, because I use frankincense every day. I use Immortelle, which has got just beautiful assortment of oils, and then I also put the yarrow palm. And so when I'm putting it on my face, I'm also rubbing it around on my nails and on my hands. I figure, a dual benefit. So, but this is also a way that you could do it, is if you just keep yourself a roller bottle. You could stick it in your purse, or you could just keep it up at the bathroom sink every time you use the bathroom. You wash your hands, just rub some on your fingernails and see how it works, and see how fast it'll work too. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how fast these oils will work to strengthen and to repair the nails. So now here's another, and the reason that I wanted to put several different recipes is just to show that it's not just one or two. There's several oils that are good for our nails. Usually the same oils that are good for our skin are going to be good for our nails, and oftentimes good for our hair as well. Like frankincense, very, very good for your hair, for your scalp, and even for your mental health, just putting a couple drops on the crown of your head. But anyway, this is a really good blend. Again, this is for strengthening. And who couldn't use that? And now here's one for brittle nails. Now notice a little difference here with the Roman chamomile. And another one that I thought was very, very interesting was the eucalyptus. A little side note on the eucalyptus was my daughter, she's studying to be a nurse. She was telling me, which I thought was actually interesting. She said that eucalyptus is one of the oils that is so good for COVID-19, and which is very true. I remember when I had it, and when that cough, I didn't really have a bad cough, but when I was all done with the virus, I was done with the 14-day period and beyond. That was when I had the issues with my lung, and I for some reason, that was when the coughing was becoming a problem. I just kept eucalyptus right by my side. And every time I wanted to cough, I just opened up the bottle and sniffed it. And what it would do is it would suppress the cough. Now, I'm not saying, because coughing is actually good, but with the blood clot, coughing was incredibly painful. And so I had to try to suppress it, during that time. So anyway, just a side note with the eucalyptus that I thought was just very interesting. All righty, what about monthly cramps? this is pretty much the reason that, I said for ladies only, because, men usually don't, they get all uncomfortable when they hear this, they usually just tune right out. But what about monthly cramps? I mean, this is something that, that a lot of people that they deal with. It can be debilitating for some people. And who would have known? Like I say, who would have known? I didn't know, but some people use deep blue on their lower abdomen to help. Now, it actually makes sense because deep blue works on muscle. Your uterus is a great big muscle. And when it's cramping, that's muscle contraction. So why wouldn't deep blue work? But I never would have thought that deep blue would have worked for that. Clary Calm. Now this is an oil that my girls usually always have on hand, and it works. It really works. You do have to keep using it. You can't just use it, one time and 4 hours later, wonder why the cramps are coming back. You got to keep using it. So it's not like it just sticks around for hours and hours. But it's not only good for the cramps, but it's good for the nausea, for hot flashes, for the emotional mood swings, for stress, the hormones, and even acne, which that I did not know. And so, good to know. And the nice thing about the Clary Calm is it comes in a really nice, the little 10 ml bottle with the little, the roller top. So it's just very easy to use. And here's the doTERRA beautiful graphic. I love doTERRA's essential oil graphics. They're just absolutely beautiful. But it's also one of the benefits of the Clary Calm is that it has a very calming aroma to it. All right, what about varicose and spider veins? You like my little spider? I was looking at tarantulas and all kinds of, but I was like, no, we don't want anything threatening on the slideshow. So we got a little happy spider here for spider veins. I mean, look, which of us on this Zoom does not have some of these, right? Especially when you have had multiple pregnancies. This is something that's very personal for me, not so much the spider veins. Yes, I do have them, but the varicose veins are the ones that are actually very, very dangerous. And they actually are the reason that a lot of people get blood clots in their lungs. They call it a DVT-PE. It's a deep vein thrombosis turned into a pulmonary embolism. And look at these oils that can actually help to prevent things such as that. Now, with this COVID virus, I know it doesn't play by the rules. And that was why they said that I got, my pulmonary embolism. Who knows? I don't understand because I've been using Cypress and I'm going to continue using Cypress because it's very, because in all actuality, it has helped with the symptoms that I was experiencing prior to. So anyway, but this is a really nice recipe. Then you can also put it in a roller bottle and you can also add lemongrass to that. And so there's, like I was saying, each oil is good for many different purposes. So for every health issue or every health situation, there's going to be a multitude of ways and a multitude of oils that you might be able to find relief. Some people find relief with one oil while others find it with another oil. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute when we talk about headaches. Actually, right now, we're going to talk about headaches. Tension and migraine headaches. This was one of my big issues was migraines. And I am very thankful that I don't get migraines anymore. I can't remember the last time I did get one. And I almost don't even want to say that because, whenever you say something like that, something happens. But since I've been taking the Lifelong Vitality, they have disappeared, if not greatly reduced, but I would say more like disappeared. But here are some head support oils. So these are 5 oils that you might want to just keep in mind. try them out for yourself. Everybody is going to respond differently. Past tense, I can't use it. Cannot use past tense. What happened was when I was getting bad migraines a long time ago, and I heard about past tense, I said, oh, looks great, sounds great, let me try it. Well, it didn't work. And now every time I smell past tense, it like wants to bring on a migraine. It's the weirdest thing. So I cannot, I can't, I don't even want past tense opened near me. But these other ones, especially deep blue. Deep blue is my go-to. If I have a headache, we're going to talk about that in a little bit about the tension, because a lot of times headaches are related to tension. And where do we hold our tension? It's usually right here in our shoulder and lower neck area. And that's where deep blue is going to be very, very helpful. So I've got a couple diffuser blends for migraines. You can take a snapshot if you would like: lavender, peppermint, and who would have thought lemongrass. And then here's another one. Again, lavender. This one has got Roman chamomile, peppermint, and I would have never thought that rosemary would have been part of the protocol for a headache. And then here's a tension headache. This is a roller bottle. So this is a really nice one that you can actually make and throw it in your purse, whatever. So you would make this in a roller bottle, and you place all those ingredients in there. When you feel that tension headache coming on, just roll the temples, roll the neck, roll the shoulders, and think good, happy thoughts. Okay, so once again, for those who find that past tense is definitely their go-to oil, which there's a lot of people who love this oil, these are the primary uses. It is an anti-inflammatory, which is very, very important right now. It's really, really important during COVID season, as well as any flu season, to keep bodily inflammation down as much as you can. Turmeric should be being used. But this past tense is an anti-inflammatory. Very good for cluster headaches, for just regular headaches, those that, maybe you just get an occasional headache and you don't have like a label that you can think about. Migraines, which oftentimes are very hard to diagnose. But migraines usually come with, vision issues, when you're actually throwing up, when you're, nauseous and all of those types of things. And then also with the tension headaches as well. Now, this is more along my line. That deep blue rub is my go-to. I absolutely love deep blue rub. It is just an awesome, it's just, I've got to have it. It's just that good. It's good for headaches. It's good for pain, really of any sort. Like we were talking about with the menstrual cramps, it's just good for pain of almost any sort. Now, this is a challenge, and a challenge that many of us that are on this Zoom took. When we heard about the lifelong vitality, and when we heard how beneficial it is and it can be for us, one of the things that we recognized was that what do we have to lose to try it, right? Well, I say the only thing that you have to lose is your pain, because the lifelong vitality, it works on an inside out approach. It works intracellular, which is a very, very important. We're not just, we're actually getting to the source of our cellular longevity, our cellular vitality, the cellular complexes and structures and all of the things that go on intracellular. That's where lifelong vitality really shines. And so it's just, this to me this would be the foundation that we would layer all of these essential oils on. Of course, we know that our foundation also must be healthy eating and exercise, getting fresh air and sunshine, very important as well. But these supplements are just So, so good. And I mean, I just recommend everybody to be on them. For me, this would be my health insurance, although I have health insurance, but this would be more important to me than even health insurance, because you can have health insurance for when you go to the doctor and you're sick or whatever, or you can have this and to prevent yourself from getting sick. So you don't have to go to the doctor. Patty Jo is going to talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. My last few slides is just how to store essential oils. My daughter had actually sparked this question when she was here visiting me, and I had given her, I wish I would have had one right here by my side. I'd given her a spray bottle. It's one of those, it's a continuous mist spray bottle. And it's so, so nice to, because I always spray all around my windows and my doors to keep the bugs from coming inside. And I will say that I've had less bugs. I don't think I've seen one of those, you know, those big roaches. I don't think I've seen one of them all summer long inside of my house. And like I say, again, I better watch what I'm saying, because I'll go downstairs and I'll see one on the floor or something, you know. But my point being is that not only am I diffusing to keep the spiders and the centipedes and all of those, I mean, especially in the South here, we have so much more. I mean, I don't think I ever even knew what a roach looked like until I moved to the South. And now it's like, you know, they're just so common, you know, they're everywhere, right? Especially those big ones that, you know, they're, you know, they come inside, and of course we know that they're going to die. But anyway, I know I'm getting way off the point, but the reason that I was just doing a little bit of research on how to store was because I had given my daughter a continuous mist sprayer, and she was like, "Mom, this is plastic." And right away, my response was, well, this is a safe plastic that you can put the oils in. And then also it's because you're going to dilute the oils very heavily, very heavily. If you're not diluting your oils, you must use glass. But if you're diluting oils, and I'm talking about heavily diluting, then you can use plastic. But you want to be careful about the plastic that you use. Now, I've also gotten the question about the Orifice Reducer. So on your essential oil bottle, everybody knows you unscrew it and you have this little, it's a plastic reducer top, right? Well, these plastics are made out of material that is not going to be harmful when it comes into contact with that essential oil. But not all plastics are created equal, right? So you want to make sure that your plastics are PET or HDPE, and it'll usually say right at the bottom of the plastic. All right, so anything that's thin plastic containers, you know, those red Solo cups, water bottles, styrofoam. You don't want to put the oil in those containers. Okay. And especially if, I mean, you try putting a couple drops of lemon in a styrofoam or a plastic cup, like the plastic Solo cup, and you will actually witness the power of the essential oil just literally eating away at the plastic of that cup. You want to do a little science project with your kids. That would be a really cool one. So can I bottle my essential oils in plastic? So diluted essential oils are mixed with other products, such as carrier oils like coconut oil or sweet almond oil. Carrier oils help to dilute the strength of the pure essential oils and are used when oils are going to be applied to the skin. Diluted oils can be stored in plastic containers, typically PET plastics, which are less expensive than glass containers. Diluted essential oil mixtures should also be kept out of direct sunlight and stored in a cool, dry place. Now, this is the continuous mist sprayer that I was talking about. doTERRA sells these. They come in a 2-pack, and they are wonderful. The only thing that I regret about this is why it took me so long to buy these. After struggling with many regular spray bottles, I would buy the glass spray bottles, and it's, you know, it hurts your hands after, you know, spraying it. Sometimes it'll start to drip, and sometimes it just doesn't work very good. These continuous mist spray bottles are unbelievable. Okay, it gives an aerosol type mist too. It's a very, very fine mist, and it continues spraying even after you release that pump. It'll continue to spray, so you don't have to, pump it the same way that you pump any kind of a spray bottle. So it's just really, really neat. But it's what it is. It's a bag inside of a bottle. So it's really neat. Anybody that's listening, if you want to, try it out, doTERRA sells them. Get them in your cart. And the one thing I will tell you is you are going to be happy with these. I'm absolutely in love with them. All righty, and then there's also Thinker. I wanted to just put this out here just to show people that this is the free item of the month. And this is a really good oil for children. You can literally put this in the hand of your child. Obviously not a baby. I'm talking about a child, school age and up. And it's just as the bottle states, it's very, very good for the mental capabilities. It's got vetiver, peppermint, clementine, rosemary. Very, very good for focus. And then Copaiba is on sale. Yay. Who doesn't love Copaiba? I love Copaiba. So it's 15% off this month. Just wanted to make sure that everybody knew this. And this I thought was awesome. I mean, who does not have these On Guard sanitizing sprays? I love these On Guard sanitizing spray. They're actually really, really good for gifts for people that, don't know anything about essential oils. You put that in their hand and they know what sanitizing is, right? And I just tell them it's just like hand sanitizer, and they just love it. Everything about it. It smells good. It works good. You can use it for so many things. And so anyway, it's you could get 5 of them for $25. Anyway, I thought it was just a really good little special that they got. And then the Healthy Star Kit. I think pretty much everybody on this call either has started with this kit or knows about this kit. But this is basically the starting point of your introduction to essential oils. This would be at very least what everybody should start with, because it gives you the diffuser, so you could get that going in your house, purify your air, get the emotional benefits from it. But then you have got pretty much the starting of a medicine cabinet with these 10 oils right here. The 10 top essential oils, and there are so many benefits to them. I did not include that slideshow. I tried to make this actually very, very short because I'm running out of breath right now. My last slide, though, is this is the convention starting next week, and it's fully remote. I signed up for it, and what it is there's going to be a lot of information on the products, on the science. There's physicians that speak. They're going to be talking about COVID. They're going to be talking about just all of the ways that we can keep ourselves healthy, right? Sure, we're going to get COVID. Sure, we're going to get cold. Sure, we're going to get things, but we can still keep ourselves healthy. We can try to prevent ourselves, get our immune system strong, right? And so in this world that we live in now, there's so much uncertainty with viruses and bacteria. And it's crazy. Really, when you think about it, there's more microorganisms out there than there are people. And I suppose they could, rule the world, if they so chose. But anyway, some of these things are going to be discussed. Like I say, they've got scientists, chemists, physicians. They've got just a multitude of very smart and very passionate people on there. So this is a convention. It's 4 days, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And it's just going to be an awesome time. Just get together and just learn some things about the essential oils, about doTERRA, about where your money goes. When you purchase those oils, where is your money going, right? when you give that $1 every single month, and hopefully we all do, it's the Healing Hands Foundation. And I know I am just so glad to it's $1, right? You give $1 a month, and where does that money go? When we figure that we've got millions upon millions of wellness advocates or wholesale customers, and if those millions gave $1 a month, the things that doTERRA has done and can do with that money are incredible. And they talk all about some of their initiatives that they're doing. Hospitals, piping in water, schools for children, the Underground Railroad, which is a sex trafficking organization that they take care of these girls mostly that have been trafficked, and they bust the trafficking rings and all of that. It's just some really, really wonderful projects and things. That's where that $1 goes. So if anybody wants to know, that's where it goes, and you can actually find that in your back office under the organizations of doTERRA. But that is also going to be some of what they talk about at this convention. So anyway, I'm excited to hear and to learn as well. I believe it's all recorded. So if you can't be there at that time, you can still go back and listen to the recordings. But anyway, that is the end of my presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and also